We got another quarterback to go here. In the glory days, have they passed you by tier? Number 21 for you is
Russell Wilson, Pittsburgh Steelers. Right. Another one that it's weird to say it, do it, all of it, I look at it and go, damn, they won a Super Bowl, 9-time Pro Bowler, right? Been a baller, right? But not a baller right now. That's for sure. Now, I got to say that, hey, I don't think he was in a situation that necessarily suited him, right? Whether that was Nathaniel Hackett, and I think we all and everybody in the football world has questions about Nathaniel Hackett, right? And that certainly was not a great year there, and Russell Wilson certainly deserves, some of the blame to go along with that. I also don't think Sean Payton is Russell Wilson's cup of tea either. I don't. A lot of people in football thought that last year. Like, man, is Sean Payton going to really work with Russell Wilson, right? I was one that thought, if anybody can get Russell Wilson going and doing all this, it'll be Sean Payton, right? He got him going to a degree. He did. And there are some good things to talk about with Russell Wilson, right? But is it carrying the team superstar quarterback level type of play right now? Absolutely not, right? And I think the big thing with Russell is I would say he's a guy that still has top-notch ability, right? But he's lost his way in trusting himself and trusting what he sees on the football field and being a little too, I think, worried about his overall standing in the pantheon of quarterbacks and what it might look like if he plays this way in this game or whatever else. Lets too much of that stuff influence him, in my opinion. And, I want to say to him just like, hey, man, stop thinking so much. Just let it fly a little bit. But I would also say, and maybe where I have him a little more highly ranked to a degree in some ways than maybe like the film would show at times, is I don't think the Sean Payton offense is for him. I don't. I think Russell Wilson's like, hey, I want to, don't make it too complicated. I can really throw the football. Let me drop back. Give me 2 or 3 guys to look at, and I'll throw a strike down the football field. I'm not, 74 checks at the line of scrimmage. Check this, check that. Hey, 58 Lexus, Apple, 49, do all that. Yeah. Set hut. I'll go. I got to throw a ball in 0.5 seconds because Sean Payton runs the 3-step drop game all the time, too. That's not his cup of tea either.
Yeah, Russ is like, give me the play that's going to break down. I can get out of the pocket and just throw it 50. And Sean Payton's like, I don't want to give you a play that's going to break down. He's like, but that's when I'm good.
Well, he was at his best when Sean called simple, hey, let's protect him. Let's, 2 or 3 guys out, right? And he can see the play down the field develop, and then he can throw a strike. He's not the guy that is like, and he never has been. 1, 2, 3. Oh, right. Hey, read the coverage here. Put it in the small window and throw it perfectly accurate, right? He's not the greatest 3-step drop thrower anyways, and that's a big part of Sean Payton's offense, right? And, yeah, I don't think he grew up in the world, and this is where it's hard to rewire a quarterback. He grew up in the world of simple offense, Seattle, right? We'll protect you. If this guy's open, hit him. If he's not, move a little and hit somebody else. And that's where he thrived last year. And that's where I think he's going to thrive this year with Arthur Smith and the Steelers. They're going to run the ball. They're going to make him feel protected, right? They're going to have plays where they're going to go, wait, we don't want 9 different checks at the line of scrimmage. We have a play here through our week of study that we're calling this play, and we think it gives you answers for everything, and we've taught you throughout the week, and now just go play. And I think that'll fit him a lot better than what he's had to do the last 2 years in Denver.
The narrative on Russ.
Yeah.
He is not good anymore. Maybe he never was. But at the end of the year, Sean Payton did him dirty. Pete knows that it might not make sense, but don't worry about that.
Yeah,
That's just basically the narrative, which I think is kind of the narrative. It's funny on Russell. He went from being this, oh, man, he's a bust. What's wrong with Russ? To being a sympathetic figure at the end of the year with the way the contract went down and what was asked of him. But now it's a fresh start for him. He was good in the past because in the past 5 years for you, he has gone from number 2 on this list to 3 to 7 to 14 and now to 21. So the drop is pretty apparent there for Russell Wilson. Is there any chance that he can crack into the top 20 for Chris Simms again?
Yeah, there is. There definitely is. I think it's about consistency with him more than anything. He'd be another guy where you'd go, hey, there's a collection of wow plays and wow throws. I mean, wow, right? He makes some throws out of some of these guys here where I'd go, I mean, that's an incredible throw. Incredible. Right? And he still can move. He can still run. It's not like old Russ, but he can, right? but I think he's lost his way within this offense, and I could speak to it. When you're mentally swimming, it's hard to do anything. And I think he's been mentally swimming, feeling the pressure of the situation in Denver, all of that. He's had a lot of negative. And it's the first time ever, and it's like, can he bounce back from this and regain his magic?
Yeah,
I'm not going to doubt him, right? I'm really not.
I mean, last year was a bounce back year. They made an offense.
It's not as bad as you think it is.
So his completion percentage went from 60 to 66.
Right.
His touchdowns went from 16 to 26 last year.
Right.
His interceptions went down. His sacks went down a little bit. His quarterback rating went from 84 to 98.
Yes.
So that was a bounce back year last year. I think some people forget that.
Right.
It was so bad with Nathaniel Hackett. That year was just a lost year.
Bad, right.
But it was better from Russell Wilson this past year.
Some bad mistakes and some big moments.
Sure.
That was the big thing, I think. And then I think, like I'm alluding to, I think where it all breaks down, and I alluded to this during the season, and as I watch it back, 2-3 weeks ago when we started the list, and now watch again now, it's just it's too simple for Sean Payton. You're going to drive Sean Payton crazy if he has to run offenses like that. Yeah. He wants a quarterback where he can go, here's 3 plays, right? You figure it out. I'll teach you all week, but you got to get to the line of scrimmage and figure it out, as long as lining up everybody and getting us out of the huddle quick and doing all that, right? And as we know, that's Russell Wilson. It's been a little bit of an issue for him, right? There was the wristband conversation in Seattle. There was the wristband conversation in Denver, right? They had time out of the huddle clock issues in both years with Nathaniel Hackett and Sean Payton. There's one constant there. It's Russell Wilson, right? So, again, that's where, hey, quarterback play, all of that, a few guys can overcome everything. Most of these guys need a few of these things to line up to look the way you want or we expect them to look.
Yep.
And I think that'll be the big thing here going forward. But like I said, still a really good arm. Not an offense that's suited for him, right?
35 years old. He says that he wants to play anher 5 to 7 years. I don't know.
I don't.
That seems like a lot.
Yeah.
Get into podcasting around 40.
Yeah, but I do think he's certainly I don't see deterioration of physical ability. Okay. Right. I know he doesn't run quite the way he used to, but he still can move and do all that, and his arm is still powerful.
Okay.
It really is.
Well, let's see. I think we have some video of his arm at OTAs. Who knows what it's going to look like? I always like to see this because what if something's... Oh, here we go. Oh, slow motion, my favorite. Right on target.
Yeah. Listen, his motion, you could see he's a guy that kind of lets his arm work as an independent contractor, right? He's not like got his front shoulder in there all the time, right? Yeah. He kind of he throws it a little more baseball-y, right? And that's why he's not the best 3-step game thrower, right? It's a little bit of a wind-up to throw a ball where it's like 1, 2, 3, get it out, and like do all that. It's a lot of moving parts, right? Usually when you see a guy with a really good like short game, their ball and their motion's always up here by their ear, right? Yeah. It's just like it's like throwing a dart all the time. It's usually the quick 3-step drop quarterback is not usually like this like huge long wind-up. It's usually not that kind of guy. It's not conducive. This is where I think Arthur Smith and this offense run the ball. Hey, we're protected. Look, it's Pickens on the outside. It's one-on-one. He's going to run a 20-yard out route. You throw them great. Throw it in there, big guy. Boom. And I think this will also be the place with a Mike Tomlin and Arthur Smith that'll kind of get his mojo back and regain his confidence. But a big year for Russell Wilson.
And I think it's pretty apparent that it is his job to lose.
I think so.
It will be Russell Wilson's job, but I think that they will give Justin Fields a chance to wow them, to surprise them, maybe make some plays, and who knows, if it really goes south, they'll have no problem going to Justin Fields and trying to get a spark.
I think you're saying it right. It'll be Russell Wilson, right? Justin Fields will be intriguing. It'll be their little toy. But it's not going to be so much that it's Russell Wilson that if, like, Justin Fields kills it in training camp and preseason and Russell's, like, very average in the preseason games and training camp, that they won't take the job away from him and put Justin Fields in there.
They're not tied to either one.
No, they are not tied. But I think they would like to go with Russell Wilson. And I will say this again, too. Russell Wilson, not cool. Not everybody's going to hang out with him and drink beers and go to the bar. And
maybe nobody.
Probably doesn't say shit like you.
Yeah.
Right? Real nerd
it's
like you.
It's not indicative of how cool you are, but
okay,
regardless.
Fine. If you say so. But You already know up there, and I've heard enough people say it, and I know people there. Like, hey, he changes the way you're building things still. There's still enough aura around Russell Wilson to go, my chest's out.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson's here.
Well, yes.
Right? We've heard Cameron Hayward say it. We've heard other people say it up there.
They haven't had it since Big Ben.
They haven't had it.
Which wasn't that long ago, but Kenny Pickett, no. Mason Rudolph, Duck Hodges.
No.
I mean, these are the names we're
and even
about
Big
here.
Ben at the end of his career was
true.
a little bit more just on, past stuff, not
You're right.
necessarily maybe total belief that he could do it. So,
Yeah.
I think there's some tangible stuff to, the aura of Russell Wilson that a team can gravitate towards. Yo, what's up? Thanks for watching, homies. You know it's the offseason, but there's no offseason with Chris Simms Unbuttoned. It's the NFL. It goes all year around, all right? So hit subscribe, please, to hear my thoughts on your favorite team, your favorite quarterback, and, hey, how this season might unfold as we get ready for the 2024 season. We got a better picture, clearer look now that the draft is over, free agency. We know who's playing quarterback for certain teams. So, again, thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe. Peace out, homies. Check you out soon.